Hey, Enlightenment Garden here, July 2nd today, and today I'm going to talk to you about the chocolate persimmon, or chocolate pudding fruit. It's a tropical that is doable in our climate with some protection. So it's a tree that I have been growing in my yard here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, 9B, for about 4 years now. So it was planted in spring 2016. I nearly lost the tree in January 2019 when we had a really bad frost. So it's been set back, but I just want to show you what it looks like 4 years later and talk to you about the tree, its fruiting habits, its size, things like that. It's in the Ebonaceae family, so it's related to persimmon and also velvet apple. This tree has its origin in Mexico and Central America. So the leaves are leathery, glossy, and generally a dark green. You can see some lighter leaves coming out here as it's fleshing out. These trees can grow anywhere between 30 and 60 feet in their ideal climate. But the tree is actually a pretty slow grower for the first 3 to 4 years. So I've read that this only puts on about a foot of growth each year, those first few years, and then after that it's going to put on more growth. So they are fairly slow growing. This one here that I have that's been in the ground for 4 years is just now going above the wall here, that's 6 feet. And I did have to actually cut this back because of the frost damage in 2019. So these trees cannot tolerate frost. So a young tree will die if it's subjected to 30 degrees on average, and an older one at 26 degrees. Now my yard hit 25 degrees in 2019. I did not have any protection on it. Now you can see the white sapote right next door is providing some frost protection, as well as this fig tree. In fact, this white sapote is kind of clobbering this tree. You can see the fruits here even. But it's kind of rising through the canopy into the sun. So if you can find a nice microclimate for this tree, it's going to be the happiest, where you have an evergreen or something that can take the frost, or a bamboo even, would be a great option. Right here is where I actually had to cut this tree, top it. Above that point, it had died back from the frost. So I lost 3 feet of growth. So this has come back pretty well from that. Show you the trunk size too. You can see fairly thick at the bottom there. I really don't prune this tree. It's not going crazy with growth just because Phoenix is not its ideal climate. It's doable here, but it's going to put a lot more growth on in a place that has higher humidity, a more tropical area. So Southern California, these can get a lot larger than they will here. I do think it's a good idea for any of these trees to prune them young to encourage lateral branching, because most of these trees will want to grow vertically. And for fruit set, you're going to want more of those scaffolding limbs to hold the fruit. Speaking of fruit, spring these tend to bloom. Mine is pretty much done for that this year, but I do have one flower here. So one thing to note about black sapote is the flowers are dioecious, a tree that produces both female and bisexual flowers. So you may wonder, why am I not getting any fruit off my black sapote? Well, a lot of the flowers are going to drop, especially when the tree is young. It tends to put a lot of male flowers out. So you have to have some patience with this tree. Another thing to note is black sapote is not true to seed, so if you plant one, you're not guaranteed to get good fruit. And it's going to take a long time for that to fruit, if it even does. So definitely get a grafted variety if you're going to go with black sapote. Now I have gotten one fruit off this tree. It was actually my second year growing this. just the one. It was definitely a chocolate pudding consistency, did not taste like chocolate, but did have kind of an avocado fruity flavor to it. Very subtle. So if you're looking for a tropical and you live in the Phoenix, Arizona area, don't expect fruit from this one right away. If you have some patience, this might be a cool one to grow. If you're looking for, fruit right away, a mango would be a better option, or even a longan. These do take a while to establish. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned something from it. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.